Peace, I trust you're all doing well. So today let's talk about relationships, marriage and divorce. Because when you go online, you see all over the place, like people are always heading to the divorce court. Some after 10 years, 20, some even just a few months. And around the age of 24, I met this man who had been married for 12 years. And after the time I met him, he had separated from his wife, like they were processing divorce. I was a Christian by then and I didn't understand. I was trying to rather evangelize to the man, like, no, after 12 years, what can't you two achieve together? Continue, make it work. And what this man said to me is that you are young. When you grow up, you understand. And after so many years, I sit here now, I understand. In the first place, nobody gets into a marriage, especially when cost is involved. The glamour of the wedding, engagement, gifts, witnesses and all that. And then decide, okay, I'm just going into this contract for maybe 5 years, even some a few days, like 10 years, 20 years. The surprising one is when couples have been together like 30 years and eventually they go their separate ways. I'm like, after 30 years, you guys need each other. What at all is it? But as I grow up, I go online and I see people at 80 can fall in love again, 70, 60. Then it makes sense to me. And I feel we're in a society where we've been conditioned wrongly, especially for a woman. Like some criteria is set for you at this age, maybe between the ages of 18, they're about going, you're a woman, men will be interested in you. So automatically it means you need one man to stay with. It should be a marriage. For the Christian sect, it's for better, for worse, especially for the woman. And they have these verses in the Bible like the man is the head. So it enters the head of the man. The woman is supposed to be submissive to her husband. So for better, for worse, because the man is the head, as for him, he's always able to go room. He comes home, the woman is there. For me, having been married for this number of years, I remember before I got married, I also saw signs. Because for most people who get divorced at a point in time, and there was this footballer who recently had issues with his ex-wife, and I heard him recounting on TV that his mother warned him. Because for most of us, we always see the signs like, this is not going to work. People warn us. People try to even come between us, like, don't go. And right now I sit down and I realize all those things are probably your spiritual head nudging you in the right step, like, don't go here. It's not going to work for you. But at that point, when you're in love, nothing they say really work for you. It's just about the heart. And even though you see all the red lights, you're like, let me just rush through. Maybe when I get there, I'll know what to do. The Christian woman, especially the proverbial woman, I'll use prayer and the word of God, So for most of us who got married a Christian way, when we see all the signs, we quickly run back to the pastor. And naturally, I'm a dreamer, so I have dreams and I quickly ran to the church. I had a dream that Pastor Enyejma yesterday. The devil is a liar. And then quickly we zoom into prayers and then the matter dies down. And you think everything is okay. The devil has been defeated. You get into. Then as the years start rolling, all those signs you saw at the beginning start manifesting one way or the other. And then you sit and it's like, oh my God. Sometimes the question I ask myself is, can people really escape some of these lessons and not try to go through? And I realize life paths for people are so different and come in different dimensions. I believe in reincarnation, and I feel for some people, they may have done all the odd works, in their previous life. So for this life, they are coming. Probably even in the previous life, they met their soulmates. And they knew in my next life, there's a person I'm going to live my life with. I'm not going to make mistakes and all that. So as early as possible, maybe from the age of 20, they meet. You go online, you find so many unions that have lasted from maybe the age of 20 to 100. That means the couple have been together for over 80 years. And they're still happy together. Perhaps those are divine connections that were meant to be. But then when they think about it, just one relationship all your life. Not so much lessons learned. Or maybe in that relationship, they learned valuable lessons that the couple was still able to maneuver their way around and still make it work. For others, a life path took different things. And in as much as we could have seen the red flags, maybe it was the price to pay to be able to learn those lessons. Not for ourselves alone, but for the generation that is coming through us and after us. Relationships are difficult moments in life, But I feel for some people, no matter how hard they try, there's no escaping. I mean, sometimes people build houses. For them, it's the best house they built. They look at the foundation, everything is okay. They put in all the cost and race, and then one day, out of nowhere, a car just comes rushing through, bam, and then it breaks down the building. I see marriage as one of those ventures of life that people have to go through to be able to learn lessons. I've come to realize all the things we go through sometimes are not just about us, but it's about the generations that are come through us. Maybe the number of people who have to come through us, so we teach them some lessons of life. So we have to be scapegoats to pay the price, the most difficult price, the painful prices sometimes, the most challenging and risky lessons of life, so others can learn. And at the end of the day, there's no regret. I've seen people regret to the extent that they commit suicide, blaming themselves. Had I known, oh, why didn't I listen? Listen, if it was meant for you to listen and make a U-turn, I'm sure a way would have been provided. But at the end of the day, you should be grateful that you are still able to learn the lessons and come out and be bold enough to make your statement. And I feel we live in a society, like I said from the beginning, where conditions have been set down for men and women. So this woman is in the marriage, and for better for worse, at a point, we've not been trained to speak up when things are going wrong, especially for the woman. So once you start speaking, you are disrespectful, you are arrogant, you are this and that. And for most people, they assume when a woman gets divorced, it means she's a prostitute. She's just going to waste her life. Then at the end of the day, what about women who get married in loving relationships and the man passes away? Is it also a doing of theirs? So it's like the woman is there even when things are not going well. She has to be there. She has to be quiet. And for women who are able to take the bold step and walk out, eventually for some, they're able to succeed. For other people, because of all these conditions and the guilt going with them, they rather go down the drain. Life doesn't go well as planned. And I feel it all boils down to the fact that we don't know ourselves well as at the time we get married, especially for Christian women. We think it's the norm. A woman is supposed to get married at this stage. So she's just going into it. Whether it is going to work or not, she's there. And then now, when she's there and things are not working, they give her another useless to the Bible, the word of God, and prayer. So she's speaking in tongues, Kabe, God, bring my husband, and this and that. See, if it's not meant to work, it will not work. It doesn't matter how much you pray. If it is meant to work, it doesn't matter how far apart you are. Some way, somehow, the universe brings people together. So, if you are single, I wish you all the best and searching. Some way, somehow, may the universe listen to you. If you are divorced and you are peaceful about it, that's also good. For those who are in struggling marriages, whether it's going to work or not, I think time will tell. I just wish us all the best and trust that we'll be able to seek the guidance of the spirits and deities and the gods who watch over our lives. So at the end of the day, we'll be able to make the right decisions in life. Peace to us all.